All right, and there it all goes. So, this 2019 is not jumping off smoothly. All right, like Sunday last week, I said I'm gonna get, like, as soon as I finished watching the R. Kelly documentary, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set up an episode for January 13th. So on January 7 days before the 13th, 6th, I set up an episode for the 13th, and we couldn't do it because right after that, right after we finished watching the R. Kelly and I set up the episode, we fell into a fight for custody of offspring, and it's hitting Phoenix Calida real tough, and that episode had to be canceled because like that Saturday evening, it didn't seem like she was well to me. She reassured me she was more well than I thought she was, but like if I don't think Phoenix Calida is well, then I cancel the episode. And so that's what happened there. And I reset it for 7 days later. So the Facebook event page is still up, and the Blog Talk Radio post is still up. I just went in and edited them and changed the date to the 20th. Same time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, Sunday. And right now it's Monday, January 14th, 2019, 4 a.m. Morning Wine Cellar. And I was going to dive right into my my little personal saved notes, but you know, I always scroll a bit before I do that. And Jesus Christ, here we go. So the key words are that we know of. Remember, it's always that we know of. What is this? All right, so this I'm sure that multiple outlets have this, but I'm getting this one off of queerty.com, Queerty, queerty.com. And infuriating news from Alabama. All right, we're digging into the article here. Infuriating news from Alabama. The state's first homicide victim of 2019 also happens to be a transgender woman. The murder also marks the first killing of a transgender person in the U.S. this year. That we know of. And also that that first sentence is missing a word. Black. First, black. All right, happens to be a black transgender woman, dark skin, almost as dark as me. Looking at this picture of her in the article, Dana Martin. All right, police discovered the body of 31-year-old Dana Martin in an abandoned vehicle near Montgomery on January 6th. She died of a fatal gunshot wound. All right. Now, and I don't know if this is all trans women or just black trans women, where the average life expectancy is 35. So Dana made it to 31, and right now I'm 35, and I'm just watching the babies die. The preliminary information is sketchy at best, and the case remains under investigation. Oh, I'm sure that they're conducting a thorough investigation. Early information suggests that Dana Martin died near the site where the police found her body. Law enforcement also misgendered her as male in their first reports. Statistically speaking, transgender women face a far higher likelihood of becoming victims of violence and murder. According to the Human Rights Campaign, at least 26 transgender people were murdered in 2018 that we know of. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna look at the comments section. Gonna go ahead and look at the comments section. Oh, look. In the comments section, somebody who decided to call themselves, I didn't say trigger warning at the beginning of this. Awkward waking up day. Fighting for custody. Trigger warning. Comment section, just a reminder of your species. Snaky J. Yeah, Snaky J. In the comments section. Put, quote, "Hooker is killed. Why is anyone surprised? This has more to do with her being a prostitute than being trans." Yeah. And of course there are people responding to Snaky J, but I don't know how useful that is. And other people are commenting with, oh wait, what is this? Whoa, there's a comment here from somebody that calls themselves Marathon Boy, and it says, 2 young lesbian middle schoolers were bullied after they came out and they killed themselves, but Queer Tea doesn't care about that. No, really? These motherfuckers are assholes. It says, no, a trans hooker was killed in what is almost certainly an ordinary homicide, and that's more important than LGB youths. This is LGBT ideology at work on full display. Oh! So this is a probably gay or bi person that fucking hates trans people and doesn't want the tea on. God damn, nigga. Nigga, transphobias. That's a motherfucker right there. That's a motherfucker. I guarantee you there's trans folk that are like, yeah, nigga. Yeah, we already knew that shit. And you know what? Thinking of like lesbian swerfs, you know what? I should quit acting surprised. Like I don't know fucking swerfs exist, nigga. God damn. Shit. So boom. I mean, starting things out. That's January. Getting it up and running. Ooh. Excuse me, ma'am. What else is going on? 3 area women start a crisis nursery in Oklahoma City. Not a crisis pregnancy center, a crisis nursery. You know, for actual children and not fetuses. An Oregon school district forced LGBT students to read the Bible as a punishment. R. Kelly's daughter called her father a monster in a lengthy post on the internet. I think it may have been the Instagram. Oh, excuse me. You know what? Let's take a look over here in Oregon. Let's take a look at that one. This is coming off of Pathos. And you know, keep in mind, and I don't want to cast aspersionalities, you know, but we know why Pathos covered this, because Pathos is one of those sort of new atheist outlets, and so they're only covering it because of the forced to read the Bible part. Other than that, Pathos, they'll skip over this story in a swift. Like, if they were forced to read fucking Ramona Quimby, or some but it's because it's forced to read the Bible, because Pathos, they're like, Matt, we're atheists, man. We're debating. You got a logical fallacy, and we're atheists debating and atheified. Which is just real quick. You hang out in some atheist groups riffing, and you find out that just the fact that you don't do something doesn't make you interesting. which is all atheist is that you do one less thing than the next person. All right, so a rural Oregon school district. This is up by Michael Stone, and it's not very new news. It's not new. A rural Oregon school district is facing discrimination charges after forcing an LGBT student to read the Bible as punishment. And you know what? That is something right there. From what we just saw in that comment section, one individual human being is not LGBT. One individual human being is gay, or bi, or trans, or lesbian. One individual human being is not LGBT. Like, it just, they're trying to like, I'm telling you, that's why niggas is probably mad that they didn't get the vowels in until later with the IA, so that they could force it into a word. Like, it's like they've been trying to acronym this shit since 2001. So the North Bend School District, located about 200 miles south of Portland, is facing serious discrimination charges, including allegations that at least one LGBT students, they put one and then they put students plural. They just fired through this article that at least one student was forced to read the Bible as punishment, as well as allegations that LGBT students were subjected to separate or different rules of behavior, sanctions, or other treatment. Continuing, a news outlet called the Coos Bay World reports that the serious allegations were detailed in a March 6th letter from the Oregon Department of Education on North Bend School District Superintendent Bill Yester. All right. So the letter states, there is substantial evidence to support the allegation that the district subjected LGBTQ students to separate or different rules of behavior, sanctions, or other treatment. In conclusion, the department finds that discrimination on the basis of sex and sexual orientation may have occurred. Using the Bible as punishment. A district allegedly treating students differently on the basis of sex and sexual orientation when imposing discipline. Failure to respond to sexual harassment. B, the district's alleged failure to respond to complaints alleging sexual harassment when those complaints were made by LGBTQ students. Failure to take action. C, district's alleged failure to take appropriate action to remedy a hostile environment after complaints had been made by LGBTQ students, alleging that students and district staff had sexually harassed other students. The ODE is investigating, that's Oregon Department of Education, the ODE is investigating the district's alleged failure to, quote, remedy a hostile environment after complaints had been made by LGBTQ students, including failing to investigate their claims of sexual harassment. The ODE will hold a hearing on May 24th, this is all last year, to discuss the allegations with North Bend officials. So there's clearly two things going on there. Homophobia, transphobia, and what we all know. And also, what we just said, lumping them all together under this almost acronym. Maybe it's become convenient, maybe it's become colloquial. I think both. I think maybe it's both, because colloquialism is convenient. So let's put it, it became colloquial and leave it there. And we can be better than that. We can be better than that colloquialism. If an individual person is gay and discriminated against, go on the news and say, This here gay person done not discriminate. If somebody is a transgender person, and like say a trans man, and this trans man is raped by a cis man that wants to fix them and is also a rapist, go in your article and put a trans man was raped in quite literally a rape/hate crime by a cis man. Don't say an LGBTQ man. Say a trans man. All right? A trans man was raped. Say it. Say it right. Be accurate. Be specific. God damn it. All right. Let's see. What in the holy heck darn else did I have posted up in here? Oh, Rwanda bans skin bleaching cream. But let's take a look here. Let's fuck around with a little timeline here. All right, we're going to 1957 here, folks. 1957, a 23-year-old man named Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin, a 13-year-old Myra Brown. She still believed in Santa. In 1959, Elvis Presley met his future wife. He was 25 and she was 14. In 1975, an individual named Steven Tyler purchased the guardianship of a 16-year-old girl named Julia Holcomb from her mother when he was 27 so that he could legally take her with him across state lines while he was on tour. In 1984, the bass player for a group called the Rolling Stones, this individual's name is Bill Wyman, and he started dating, not grooming, clearly just dating. Let me go ahead and fix this real fast here. Whoa. Okay. Had a little problem with that there laptop there. All right. So the yeah, this so this bass player, Bill Wyman, started dating, not grooming. They use the word dating here. Mandy Smith. She was 13. Although they did not marry until she was 18, Mandy says that she was 14 when they first had sex. Mr. Wyman has never been investigated, much less prosecuted. Let's look over this next one. A 38-year-old individual named Renee Angelil came across a 12-year-old named Celine Dion. All right. This 38-year-old eventually became Celine Dion's manager, and they went public with their relationship when she was 19. All right. 1991. A 32-year-old individual who worked as a director named either Luc or Luck, L-U-C, Luc Besson, B-E-S-S-O-N. This Luc Besson met and eventually married a model named Maïwenn Lebesco when she was 15. Their relationship inspired the movie Leon, Leon the Professional, which followed an emotional relationship between an adult man and a young girl. Okay. 1993, Jerry Seinfeld. You know that guy, don't ya? Jerry Seinfeld picked up a high school student in a public park. He was 39. She was 17. He and this Shoshana Lowenstein dated for 4 years through her college years. And of course, we know this guy, R. Kelly. secretly married R&B singer Aaliyah in 1994 when she was 15 and he was 27. They met when she was 14, and he helped write and produce her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. I might be wrong. I thought she was 12. I need to go back and watch that documentary again. Take a little sip of my juice there. All right, let's take a look here. Come on. 1997, an individual named Woody Allen married his stepdaughter. Now, she was 21 at the time of the wedding, but they met when she was 8. And so, I mean, what the deal? In the early to mid 2000s, an actor named Wilmer Valderrama, and they worked on a television program called That 70s Show. And this individual continues to date teenage girls in an effort to deny that he is now 30. I think it might be something other than that. He dated a 16-year-old Mandy Moore, despite being 4 years her senior. At age 24, Valderrama dated a 17-year-old Lindsay Lohan, though they kept the relationship a secret until her 18th birthday in 2004. In 2010, the 30-year-old began dating a 17-year-old Demi Lovato. I think he's not hiding his age. I think he's using the concept of hiding his age to hide his pedophilia and predatory behaves. Go back to 2004. A 26-year-old individual, Joel Madden, and Hilary Duff did the same thing with the just friends until her 18th birthday in 2006. A rapper that goes by the name of Tyga? Okay. Tyga and a Kylie Jenner. That's I think that's one of the reality show folks. They began hanging out a lot in 2014 when she was 16 and he was 24. And it says that they dated on and off after that, and became a lot more openly after her 18th birthday in 2016. And in 2018, an individual from a television program I watched called Stranger Things. I watched it on the Netflix, 2 seasons. I don't know if they're going to have a 3rd season. I found it rather captivating. It was an interesting program. A program called Stranger Things. A 14-year-old individual by the name of Millie Bobby Brown revealed that a rapper, an adult man named Drake, who is 31 years old, has been with her for the last year, giving her advice about boys. She says they're friends, and that he text messages her, quote, "I miss you," end quote. And this is the same Drake who was more than once skated around that just friends thing until she turns 18. Most recently with an 18-year-old named Bella Harris. All right. And this is generally a post from the internet. It's one of those posts on the internet that I'm sure somebody did their homework, sat down, typed it up, and then other people just copied and pasted it and shared it around, which is why I'm not sharing it, because I don't know who the actual credit is supposed to go to. So I decided to just save that and riff it on the podcast. And it's kind of like Phoenix Calita's I hope Becky becomes a slur. Like, immediately after she posted it, a fellow black woman copied it, pasted it to her Facebook, and then they turned on like, you know how you can activate and deactivate things? They activated the Facebook feature where you can send them money through Facebook. And that shit got like over like 16,000 shares from her page, when she knew good and goddamn well she stole that shit from Phoenix. Ain't no solidarity, nigga. Not a goddamn. And somebody else did the same shit on Twitter. Just straight jacked her shit. But thank fuck, a blog outlet paid, oh God, like some $100 for it. And they put it on their blog outlet. And somebody who like acts on a relative, I forget which program because I don't watch it myself, but a relatively popular program on the Netflix, that person shared it to their page, and Phoenix got the majority of her credit back for writing, "I hope Becky becomes a slur," and which that came from when who was that vocalist from Australia that the rapper T.I. put on. And she did like vocal blackface. Yeah, you know what? I better look her name up because I cannot fucking remember it worth a goddamn. I mean, some people aren't worth remembering. Let me see. Let's look at T.I. T.I. Australia rapper. What do we have here? Iggy Azalea. I knocked over the mouse. Yeah, Iggy Azalea. Yeah, and Iggy Azalea went on the Twitter and said that like Becky's a slur. It's like the N-word. And you know, niggas clown, but Phoenix sat down and wrote that piece and put that up, and that shit got jacked. And that's why I'm not reposting this one, because I guarantee you somebody's shit got jacked. That's like when I remember when my shit got jacked by somebody on the Tumblr. Like, I sat down and wrote some shit, and it was 11 signs you might be an MRA, a men's rights activist. You know, because I just like, and keep in mind, the reason why I wrote this was not because like, oh, these guys exist and I'm opposed, so I'm just gonna slap some shit out there. No. I sat down and listened to about 116 hours of men's rights activists audio. I sat down and listened about, I think it was about that much, about 116 hours of their audio. And I didn't read as much as I listened. I read about 10 posts from the Voice for Men website. And then I wrote it. And then somebody on the Tumblr snagged it and reposted it. And who knows how many times it got reblogged on the Tumblr from when they jacked my shit. That I originally first put it up on the Twitter, and then I put it up on the Facebooks after that. Hey, fun things are fun. All right. So, Morning Wine Cellar. Right now it is about 4:27 a.m. and I need to go ahead and just post this so that I can head out to the factory. I'm deep cleaning inside a machine today, so sort of like a very carefully disassembling a machine, because we're going into the electrical cords. Yeah, like we actually have to, you know, because we run food products through these things, and dust gets inside, and if you don't clean that out, that dust can get into those electrical cords and fuck them up. And also, I mean, like, you know, the summer comes in with humidity, you could develop mold and shit like that. Like, we can't be running food like that. So I got to get in there and deep clean these machines. Right. So, that's your morning wine cellar. Please be as safe as possible wherever you are.